Hello and welcome to another edition of Watch Me Scrap. This is Rita from Blue Flower Art, and today I'm going to scrap this layout with two photos of my beautiful cat Jasper. Jasper is 2 years old now, but these are photos of when he was a kitten. To scrap the layout, I'm going to use Sunny Laura, which is an older Blue Flower Art product, and I particularly like the grid paper in this kit. I think the brushes of the template that I'm going to use will stand out nicely on it. The template that I'm going to use is this one. It's a new art therapy template and it's in the shop now. And it's called Dotty 1 because of all the dots on it. There's two like it. So let's get started. I'm going to bring in the photos from my drive. I use Windows and I use Photoshop to scrap my layouts. I've already created a swatch of 5 colours and a black. And I've picked the colours from the photos and I'm going to put them in the and I'm going to colour the brushes with those colours, and the layout and the photos should match. I'm going to start by bringing in the paper from the Sunny Laura kit, and I'll do this by scrolling down to the very bottom layer. As you can see, all the layers in the template are named. So I'll select layer 1, which is the first layer, and I'll bring in the paper directly from the drive, and it should look good. Next, I'm going to bring in and resize the photos. For the photos, I'm going to go up to the layer where the frames are. I've color coded them in blue, and the other thing that I've done is I've clipped the layer above where the photo will go, so that if you select a layer below the clipped layer and bring the photo from there, it'll automatically clip your photo to the correct layer. So I'll start with this photo here. I'll bring it in. Now it's going to be very big. And I'll resize the photo. To resize the photo proportionally, I hold the Alt or Option key on a Mac and excuse me, and the Shift key, and what that does is it resizes proportionally from both sides. That looks about right. And as you can see, because I selected the layer with the photo, it brought the layer in already clipped. So now I'll go to the other photo and I'll select a photo layer and I'll bring in the next photo. So click and drag, and this one too will be big. So I'll make the layout smaller to if you have trouble with your photos, with dragging your photo, just hold the Control key down or the Command key on a Mac, and it doesn't matter where you've clicked in your window, that layer will remain selected. I'll do the same thing to resize it. Click on the bounding box and hold the Alt key and the Shift key, the Option key and Command and Shift key on a Mac, and bring the sides in. I'm happy with that, so I accept that setting. We can close the photos now. We don't need them anymore. Next, I'm going to start colouring the different stamp layers, and I'll probably start, I'll start from the bottom. So I'll go right down to the bottom. These are the dotted lines. I'm not going to recolour them, I'm going to leave them black. It's a dark grey, but you can make them black if you want to. Now, the first layer that I want to recolour is I want to change the colour of that chalk mark there. Now, the easiest way to recolour is to select the layers that you're going to change the colour of and lock the transparency on them. That's the lock transparency icon above the layers on your layers panel there. So if you click on that icon, it'll put little locks, and what that does, it locks the transparent pixels out, so they won't be coloured. Only the coloured pixels will be recolored. Once I've done that, I'll go back down and select that layer. I have a look at my colour selection and my colour swatches, and I'll select the pink. I go to the brushes and I select a round hard brush from the brushes panel, and I make it really big. Now on some systems a really big brush will slow your system down, so just be the judge of what happens. I like to make it really big, so all I have to do is click once and it's recolored. You can't see it very well because it was already pink. I'll select a different colour so you can see how that works. So I'll go with the blue and I'll click. See how it's gone blue? Just behind the photos there's a brush, and I've changed it to blue, but I want it pink, so I'll change it to pink. Next I'm going to change the cut mark, and I'll change that to a yellow. So I go to my swatch and I click on the yellow, and then I go back to the layer. I've already selected the layer there, and I'll just click and recolor. The next few layers are dotted lines, so I'm going to leave them alone. I'll go to the kanji layer. Kanji is Japanese characters, and I want them to be pink. They already are pink, so they're not going to change much. There's a little bit of lace there that was turquoise. I want to make it green to match the blanket on the bed that Jasper is on the photo. The splashes I'm going to change to pink, and they already are pink, so there's not going to be much change there. There's a little bit of newsprint that I'm going to make blue, so I go to the blue and select it to the swatch and select the blue swatch, and then I click there. Next is the handwriting. I want that to be blue as well. The brackets I'm going to leave black. There's two brackets there. There are some very light scribbles that I'm going to change to blue as well. And there's some arrows which I'm going to change to turquoise. And some other scribbles there that I'm going to change to turquoise as well. That's just about it. I've already placed the journaling in the layout and I've already dated it, so there's not much else to do. It's very easy to change the colours of those brushes if you lock transparency and you just use another brush and colour it that way. It should also maintain the transparency of the brush that was that was there, so it won't change that much. Just noticed I missed something here. That was green. Wasn't supposed to happen. Go. And that's it. We're done. We can now save it, and we can either print it or resize it to upload to the web to one of the galleries at the Scrap gallery.